Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a very special, the very first 2024 exclusive of Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast interview. I'm your host, Jacob Elyachar, the chief content producer and writer at jakestake.com, a pop culture entertainment news website. If you're listening to us on audio, please give us a 5-star rating and please download this episode and more episodes after this conversation is done. I am so happy to welcome this guest back to the podcast. She is the co-producer and star of the hot Rock Me Amadeus Live, which world premiere will take place on Sunday, January 2021 in true 2024. So please help me welcome back soprano Alyson Cambridge back to the podcast.
Woo! Hello, Jacob. So good to be back with you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome, Alyson. I cannot believe that Rock Me Amadeus Live is finally premiering.
Absolutely. It's so exciting. As you know, it has been years in the making. Nothing is easy when you start a project like this at the height of a pandemic. And yeah, it's been a long time coming, and we're so lucky to have our entire original cast from when we started this whole thing at the end of 2020, to have everybody on board and just so enthused to bring the show to life and to the stage, finally.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we got to talk because last time you and Tony, we miss you, and I hope they're doing awesome. So last time you and Tony came on was 4 years ago. So how has the production evolved since the last time we spoke in 2020?
Yes. So in 2020, when we started all of this, we really started as an online venture because obviously there was no live performance really until sort of the summer of 2021. Things started to come back, but live performance it didn't exist, obviously, during the pandemic. And so our original concept was always to have a stage show. But then we pivoted and said, you know what, since we can't be in theaters, let's start producing music videos. And so that's what we were doing for basically the first year and a half of the creation of the show, was letting people know all about our music, all about our mashups and our concepts, but putting them out in music video format so people in the safety of their home could watch our videos and enjoy the music. And then we started to develop the stage show. And what we discovered during sort of end of 2021 into 2022, it's very, very difficult and a very long process to put a show like ours together because we use so much classic rock and pop pre-existing material, which means we need to get permissions for every single song that we use in the show based on the format that we had before. And then at the beginning of 2023, we decided to pivot and we said, you know what, let's make this much more of a concert spectacle sort of performance, a concert experience versus a musical, with the script and characters. And so that's really how the show has evolved. And so this premiere that's happening in Tampa next Sunday is going to be this epic musical fusion spectacle experience.
I'm so happy to hear that. It's amazing. So I want to talk to you about the experience because it's at the David A. Straz Jr. Center for Performing Arts in Tampa, Florida. So why did you guys choose this place for the world premiere?
So we chose Tampa for a few reasons. First of all, to get our very, very large cast of 12 principal singers and musicians all to be free on one date is a hard thing to accomplish. And so end of January was when everybody was free. And based on shows that we'd all been in the past, we realized that we had sort of our core demo and we had a great sort of fan base in Florida based off of other shows that we'd done. And our incredible investor, executive producer is also based in Tampa. And we thought, okay, you know what? January, the snowbirds come down. People are looking for a good time, January after the holidays. And so Tampa just really seemed like the perfect fit for us.
That is amazing. And I got to say that it is just absolutely amazing that you guys are doing this concert. So now I got to say this. I'm so happy that this cast of performers stood by this production throughout the year. So, what does it mean to have their support all throughout this year? Because you guys, if you haven't had a chance yet, go back and listen to this episode, to my first conversation with Alyson, because they have grown leaps and bounds.
Yes, what it means to, I mean, it just is really is a testament, honestly, to everybody's love of this show and love of its concept. And for people who haven't listened before, what we do is we mash up, we really do fuse together classic, pop, and rock with opera and symphonic repertoire. And it's in a way that's never really been done before. It's very unexpected. And all of the mashups, it'll be between 2 and 4 songs in any one track. It's just like surprises for the ear. And I think that, and there's also an air of nostalgia that comes along with it. People are like, oh my gosh, I know that song. Or then an opera track will come in and people are like, wait a minute, oh my gosh, that goes with that. And it's just this surprise and exciting element. And so I feel like, for me, as coming from the more classical world and as an professional opera singer for, almost 25 years now, it's always been a mission of mine to make opera and classical music more accessible and take away the stigma that might be attached to it and people thinking, oh, opera is elitist and not for everybody or not fun. And this show absolutely proves the opposite. And it proves that it absolutely is by fusing it together with more traditional rock and pop. And I think it also elevates the pop and rock music by putting it together with the classical music. And so I think for all of us in the show, whether we're from classical backgrounds or rock backgrounds or Broadway or whatnot, we've all stayed committed to the project because we believe in its vision and its goal and its ability to reach every single person and every type of music lover.
And I gotta say, as a fan of classical crossover, this is going to be so much fun. I wish I was able to go to Tampa to see this in action because I'm so proud of this vision. And also, not to mention, I was just before we just jumped on our call, I was watching the holiday mashup, which is a perfect test to see what these amazing musicians and recording artists have done.
Yes, I think our holiday video was very successful, and we were releasing snippets of it, obviously throughout this past holiday season, and people just really took to it. If you hadn't heard us in a little while, it was like that little reminder that's like, oh my gosh, this is what they do. This is so cool. So we're very appreciative of our supporters and fans who've stuck with us the entire time.
And I'm so happy you guys are doing that. So after this show in Tampa, have you and Tony thought about, an entire crew have thought about, what is Rock Me Amadeus Live's next steps?
Absolutely. That's always at the top of mind. While this is our first a one-off performance, we are inviting, different producers and presenters and bookers to come to see this show live and experience it. We're also filming the show so that we can sort of spread the word and for those who aren't able to be there live in Tampa and show people what this show is all about. And I mean, world domination, of course, is the ultimate goal.
Absolutely, isn't it?
But we would very much like to, obviously do a tour or possibly a major city, sit down somewhere, in a New York or a Vegas or a Chicago, those like major markets. But really it's to get our concept and our show out there because like I said before, it's a feel-good show that also has some really unexpected and exciting moments that we just want to share with everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, this is the second to last question. Why should my audience go and see Rock Me Amadeus live?
You know what? We say it in our intro to the show, which we just had recorded. You should expect the unexpected. And this really is a musical. It's just an epic musical fusion spectacle. And it's kind of hard to put into words. I mean, that's the best that I can do. From the minute that you enter into the theater, you're going to be transported into a different world. And we have a terrific team. I need to give a shout out to our director that we've just added to our team a few months ago, Eric Schoenfogel, who I've worked with for many years on many different projects. Our conductor, Jim Lowe, who's fantastic, very well known on Broadway. Our screen designer, Simon Wielden, he's creating all of the visual effects. And Alex Scoron, who's doing all of the lighting. And he comes from a big sort of rock concert background. So it's not just going to be a standard concert. You're going to be immersed into this world, this other world of unexpected musical fusion. I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
And that's amazing. And that's amazing. So the final question is this. Where can my audience follow Rock Me Amadeus live? And if they're in the Florida area or in the South, where can they buy tickets to see the show?
Yes. So you can follow us and see all of our music videos and everything on our website, which is rockmeamadeusslive.com. And on all of our social media platforms, we are at Rock Me Amadeus Live. And then if you want to go purchase tickets, you can go to Straz, STARAZ, center.org, strazcenter.org to buy your tickets. Or there's also a ticket link on our website and in our bio on all of our social media platforms.
Awesome, Alyson. So, guys, having missed an episode of Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast, visit our channels on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Spotify, and Spreaker. Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar, JACOB ELYACHAR. If you're on social media, I'm on social media too. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube. Jacob Elyachar, JACOB ELYACHAR. And listen and watch my original interview with Alyson. Head to jake-take.com. Once again, jake-take.com. Alyson, I am so excited for you and the cast and crew of Rock Me Amadeus Live. I want to wish you nothing but the best as you guys prepare to rock out Tampa.
Thank you so much, Jake. It's been a pleasure to talk to you again. And thank you, as always, for your amazing support and for giving us a shout out and a platform to promote our show. Thank you. And happy anniversary.
Thank you so much, Alyson. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Until next time, have a great one, everybody. Goodbye.